Good morning. Welcome to English class. Today I am going to teach you of a standard class of English and standard 7, unit 3, section 1. For a while, misunderstood him. That's a new lesson by Stephen Hawking. Take your test also. For a while, misunderstood him. It was written by Jayant Narikar. This extract is taken from the Times of India in 15th March 2018. In this chapter, Jayant Narikar gave a tribute to Stephen Hawking. Let's start our lesson. For a while misunderstood him. Here is a touching tribute to Stephen Hawking, a pathfinder in a science and an outstanding cosmologist by India's best known astrophysicist. Here is a tribute to Stephen Hawking by this author Jayant Narikar. And he was an outstanding cosmologist. Cosmologist is one who studied the revolution of universe. That is cosmologist. Then he was a best known astrophysicist also. Astrophysicist, one who studied the physics, property of celestial bodies, etc. Then, this is a story from the year of 1963. A colleague from King's College, Cambridge, casually mentioned, "Do you know Stephen Hawking? Doctors recently told him that he was just about 2 years to live." And he studied about revolutions in the. Then recently, a colleague from a King's College mentioned Stephen Hawking. Do you know what happened to Stephen Hawking? Recently, doctor told him that he was just about 2 years to live. And it was a shock to hear this. The doctor said that he was recently or he was just 2 years to live. And it was a shocking to me. Then just about 2 years earlier, I had met him when both of us were working at a Royal Observatory, Greenwich, during a summer vacations. Both of them usually met at a Royal Observatory at Greenwich at the time of summer vacation. So we spent many working hours with Stephen Hawking. Then summers in England used to be enjoyable. And so, at Greenwich, we were put up at an ancient fort and we had a lot of greenery and facilities and tennis, table tennis and billiards, games in which Stephen also took part like any other student. I was shocked because when he heard this news, because at Greenwich, he was played tennis, table tennis and billiards like any other student. Stephen Hawking at Greenwich. Nobody ever thought that at that time Stephen had any physical disability. At that time, nobody know that he was a physical disability, no? And his speech was a little unclear, but since the English elite would speak in a similar fashion, I did not find anything amiss, and I would think he acquired his accent and a big public school. There used to be a misunderstanding among people that those who spoke with this accent considered themselves special, because I thought that someday his speech was unclear. Usually his speech was unclear. A person has I think that this person has a particular way of speaking or speaking. അതായത് പബ്ലിക് സ്കൂളിലുള്ള കുട്ടികൾക്കെല്ലാം വേ ഓഫ് സ്പീക്കിംഗ് സ്റ്റൈൽ ഡിഫറെൻ്റ് ആണല്ലോ, അതാണെന്ന് മാത്രമേ ഞാനും ചിന്തിച്ചിരുന്നുള്ളൂ. Then not just me, even some of the English friends had same perceptions. We told ourselves this is how these Oxford students were. Some Oxford students were think that his speech was little unclear. That's only. And when Stephen received a degree from Oxford in 1962, he came to Cambridge, then pursued to doctorate, and we would meet every day. In 1962, he received a degree from Oxford University, Then he joined this Cambridge University for a doctorate, that is PhD. No? Then when he spoke, some words would slip away. None of us knew. This was probably first symptom of a disability was slowly engulfing him. Usually when he spoke, some words slip away. സംസാരിക്കുമ്പം കുറച്ച് വാക്കുകളൊക്കെ വിഴുങ്ങിപ്പോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ എല്ലാ വാക്കുകളും ക്ലിയർ ആകത്തില്ല. അത് യൂഷ്വലായിട്ടുള്ളല്ലോ. ബട്ട് വി ഹാവ് നോ ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് എ ഫസ്റ്റ് സിംറ്റം ഓഫ് ഡിസബിലിറ്റി. ഐ ഡോണ്ട് തിങ്ക് ദാറ്റ്, അതായത് ഇത് ഒരു ഡിസബിലിറ്റിയുടെ ആദ്യത്തെ ഒരു സിംറ്റമാണെന്ന് ഞങ്ങൾ ഒരിക്കലും ഓർത്തിരുന്നില്ല. And when I heard the news from my colleague, I was deeply shocked. Then my colleagues said that he was some disability, or the doctor says that he did not, he just about 2 years to live. It was a great shocking to me. കാരണം ഒരു സംസാരത്തിൽ മാത്രം ഒരു ഡിസബിലിറ്റി, അതായത് ചില വാക്കുകളൊക്കെ വിഴുങ്ങും, അങ്ങനെ ഉള്ള പ്രശ്നങ്ങൾ മാത്രമേ ഉള്ളൂ, വേറെ പ്രശ്നങ്ങളൊന്നും ഇല്ല. അപ്പോൾ ഈ വാക്കുകൾ ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് വളരെ ഷോക്കിംഗ് ആയിരുന്നു. Later I got to know that he had an amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, that is some disease also known as Lou Gehrig disease. And then later we know that he was affected some neurological disease. Over time, this disease reduced his bodily control to the flexing of finger and voluntary eye movements. At the first time, this affected the movement of the finger, then the voluntary of eye movements. Voluntary here means able to control the movements of his eyes. First it affected his moving of finger, then his eyes movement. Then rapid changes in his physical conditions were visible after he joined Cambridge. He would at times stumble while walking, but Stephen completed PhD thesis and started further research. Then after this he completed PhD and started to join another research also. He did not require much help from his guide, but at this time also he did not get more help from his teacher. Guide here means teacher. അപ്പോൾ PhD കഴിക്കുമ്പോൾ ടീച്ചർ ഉണ്ടല്ലോ ഗൈഡായിട്ട്, പക്ഷേ അന്നേരം പോലും കൂടുതൽ സേവനങ്ങൾ ആവശ്യമായിട്ട് വന്നില്ല ടീച്ചറുടെ പോലും. Then during 1966-67 he solved difficult questions regarding Einstein's theory of relativity. Then he started doing calculations of his mind instead. His colleagues would listen to him unclear speech and note down the equations, and Stephen dedicated. It wasn't surprising that every equation was perfect. പക്ഷേ അദ്ദേഹത്തിന് ഓരോരോ തിയറി ചെയ്യുമ്പോഴും അല്ല ഇക്വേഷൻസ് ഒക്കെ ഇക്വേഷൻസ് ഹിയർ മീൻസ് ഓർ എ സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെൻറ്റ് എഴുതുമ്പോഴും ഒന്നും വലിയ പ്രശ്നങ്ങളൊന്നും ഞങ്ങൾക്കാർക്കും തോന്നിയിട്ടില്ലായിരുന്നു. ആൻഡ് ദിസ് ദെൻ in 1969-73 Stephen presented an important theory of black holes, and 1974 he discovered that black holes could emit radiation, which was a surprising find. At this time 1974 he discovered the black holes could emit radiation. Emit means absorb radiation. That is one of his surprising findings. This was then called a Hawking effect. Black holes, that is he presented the important theory of the black holes, and it was an important discovery, and this discovery is called Hawking effect, that was presented. And Stephen's success was powered as much the discrimination of his first wife, and he gave his immense support. And in 1964-65 Stephen became friends with Janie Wild, and later they got married. Then after his life, and in 1964 what happened, his friend Janie Wild, he got married to her friend Janie Wild, and wasn't his decision to accept Stephen's disability to marry him equally courageous one. അതായത് ഈ ഡിസബിലിറ്റി നിലനിൽക്കുമ്പോഴാണ് അവരുടെ വിവാഹം. They have 2 children, that is 1 daughter and a son. Then he lost his speech. Stephen started using voice processors. Voice processor means computerized handling of voice, which include a voice to store and forward. And this time he used the voice processor. During this time he wrote a brief history of time. In that time, he wrote a book that's known as a brief history of a time. Then he proved wrong doctors who had said he had only 2 years to live. കാരണം ഇത്രയും വർഷം 2 വർഷം ജീവിച്ചിരിക്കുക എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് അത് കഴിഞ്ഞു ജീവിച്ചിരുന്നു. Undeterred by his disability, Stephen made a path-breaking contributions in fundamental science. Undeterred here means something to stop him. But his disability did not stop him to work for the science. ഇത്ര ഡിസബിലിറ്റി ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അദ്ദേഹം അതൊക്കെ വകവയ്ക്കാതെ വീണ്ടും സയൻറ്റിഫിക് റിസർച്ചുമായി മുൻപോട്ട് പോയി. He showed how his disability never came in the way and continued to contribute science until his brain was functional. പക്ഷേ he continued his contribute to science through his disability also. അതായത് ഡിസബിലിറ്റി ഉണ്ടെങ്കിലും he continued to give a contribution to science. What's the message you get from this lesson? If our determination and will is strong, even our physical ability is nothing. അതായത് physical ability ഉണ്ടെങ്കിലും you have a strong determination and a will, and you will reach any high positions. അല്ലേ, ഏത് ഉന്നതിയിലും എത്താം എന്തുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ you have a strong determination and a will. Here is the message, and that's lesson section 1 is over. You read it well. Thank you.